Hi, my name is John Renan. I'm the Director of Recreational Programs for Cherokee Impact, and we're super excited here to have you join us for soccer this season. Normally we do this in person, but with the weather being the way it is, we're going to have to do it by video. So, the most important thing you are going to be asked to do is to enjoy the time you get to see your child play. As somebody who's had my child grow up through sports, soccer, and dance, it is very much a short period of time. It may not seem like it, but it's a very short period of time. So when you go out there, I don't want you to be upset. I don't want you to be worried about anything other than making sure that you enjoy the time you're spending with your child. So, from our perspective, we are child centered. And that means that all the things that we're going to be doing are going to be developmentally appropriate. If you have an under 5 or under 6 child and they are have a ball, it is a toy, and that toy is something that they do not want to share with anybody else. So we really don't start teaching passing until they get a little bit older and they understand that if they give the ball to somebody else, there is a chance that they might get that ball back again. Okay, and as you understand from a recreational perspective, we are focusing on development of the individual versus the team results. So even if your team doesn't win a lot of games, doesn't mean your child may not have a good experience. Do keep that in mind. That we aren't keeping any standings or anything like that. The only people who are going to keep track of the scores of the games are going to be the parents. So when you come out there, you are going to see people who are volunteering to help with your program. It's a recreational program. That's what we do. I do want you to understand that those folks are supported by me and by my team, and that they are evaluated during practices and games throughout the season. So some of your teams may need coaches, and in that case, we may be asking you to volunteer. But if you do volunteer, remember, even if you have minimal experience, we will be supporting you. For our U5-6 program, we use what's called a practice play model. We have a 2-day session. So on the weekdays, we have a practice. Wednesday or Tuesdays for the U6 and Thursdays for the U5. It's a group practice for about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, and then we scrimmage. The weekday, you're with your own team or against the same team all the time. And then on Saturday for the after the group practice, you play a game against a different team. So it's 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Saturdays for the U6, and Thursdays and Saturdays for the U5. And so when you come up to the field that I train on, this is going to be everybody who's training with me. You're going to be on field 10 right over here. And then what we're going to do on U6s on Tuesday, it's on field 10 at 5:30. U5s are Thursdays at 5:30. On Saturdays, we are still on field 10. The U5 plays at 8:45 and the U6 plays at 10:15. All the U5 and U6 games, all the U5 are at the same time, all the U6 are at the same time. So you don't ever have to worry about that. Your schedule is always consistent. So here's an example field layout from this past season. And you can see here the team names, and this is going to be on a poster as you walk in case you forget. There'll be a group training session on the north part of the field, and then on the south part of the field, there's going to be a place where your team is going to train. And then on Saturdays, you're going to get a map that looks something like this. Again, you're going to get this through Playmetrics. You're going to get it through your coach, and you're also going to get it from us. So when you come out there on Saturdays, you'll know where to look to find out where your team is playing. So we'll do the practice on the east or the north end of the field, and then we do the play on the south end of the field. During your practices, you should expect to see your children touching the ball a lot. They should be dribbling, they should be passing, they should be trying to control balls, and they're focused on these skill development much more than they're focused on tactics. All right, so those core skills gets everybody to the same level or where they have the skills necessary to be successful. All right, and then the next thing is that you should see them playing a lot during the practice. There should be 40 to 60% of that time should be in some type of game or game-like activity. All right, so that's kind of what you're looking for. Last thing, of course, we don't usually have any trouble with this is your coaches are positive and they're encouraging to the players. That's usually a good thing. So you can listen for that. They may be challenging them, but they are and overall encouraging them. So in the U5, U6, like I said, it's one practice a week, one game a week. In the U8s and up, it is 1 to 2 practices a week, usually two. In the U10 and up, it's 2 practices a week. Those practices are dependent on the schedules of the volunteer coaches, and you have been asked to say when you are available and not available. And as well as we can, we have tried to put the match you as closely as possible with somebody who is on the same practice days that you prefer. Right? And if you have issues with that, please let us know. Normally, practice durations are between 45 and 75 minutes, but most of our practices, especially up through U12, are 60 minutes. They might be a little longer for the U14s and above. So when you have the player expectations, we need a couple of things for them. Obviously, most of your players are on, they show up when your parents drop them off or bring them in. What we need them to show up with is a ball. They must be wearing shin guards. They must be wearing comfortable shoes. They do not have to wear cleats. But shoes that they're comfortable, that they can run around in, and they need water. They don't need sports drinks. They need water. So make sure they always have that bottle of water ready with them, and make sure you have that. And then, of course, they want to have fun. And of course, the biggest issue with them is, are they trying? So, but those are what we need for them: ball, shin guards, shoes, water. That's what you got to have. All right, game expectations, and this is your practice that your teams are set up so that this is always the case, but they're going to get at least 50% playing time, and they should be playing in more than one position, especially when we get out of the U5, U6, where we don't talk about positions. For the older age groups, U8 and above, where they have a goalkeeper, that goalkeeper is not allowed to play more than a half until they get to U16. All right. And then the biggest thing that you want to see is that the coaches are letting the players play. They are not standing on the field being the center of attention. They are letting the kids play, talking to the kids who are on the side. There's going to be some talk, but there shouldn't be that much. So the goal for you is to sit on the parent sideline. Okay. There is a sideline for parents and a sideline for coaches. All right. So don't stand around the goal. Don't hang there, and then stay on the parent sideline. Um, as much as you can, try to get to the games. Traffic is very heavy at the complex during transition times, but if a game says it starts at 10:30, you should be there at 10 o'clock, so 30 minutes before the game schedule listed. So again, if it says 10:30, what time are you there? 10 o'clock. All right, and remember that some point during the season you may be asked to bring snacks. Just remember this about snacks: anything you bring, you got to bring a whole bunch of. There's this whole trend towards getting these bags full of snacks that you make a bag and you give to them. You don't have to do that. All right, something simple, a drink, maybe one snack, something like that is fine. But just make sure you buy something that your family is going to use afterwards, because there's going to be a bunch left over. Okay? So for our U8 and above, on the schedule, what you're going to see is that when you are home, you're going to be wearing red, and when you're away, you're going to be wearing blue. Right. So in any case, every game, bring both jerseys. Right. If you're in the U5, U6 age group, you are going to wear white T-shirts that we're going to give you, provide for you, and I'm going to put you in vests. You don't have to worry about that at all. All right. So I cannot overemphasize this enough with you, that we need you to make sure that you are behaving in a manner consistent with what you expect from others, right? So that means that we are saying things that are supportive of our players, and we are helping our players, and we are not trying to give them specific tactical information, such as kick it away, get it out of there, shoot, are things that we often hear from them. And you may want to say those. You may think you're helping your child, but you're not helping your child. What you're doing is creating a more distracting environment, a more pressure-filled environment. So like I said earlier, enjoy the game, cheer them on, give them lots of positive praise, but it's non-specific. Good job, good try, keep going, but not specific tactical information. And please do not add to the din, and look down on those around you who are doing that, and maybe they'll pick it up and they'll stop doing that themselves. Right? I haven't been successful at getting this to happen, but we can try. Right? So here are some good things that you can say on the left-hand side, like great job, keep trying, nice goal, and things on the other side that you should never say. All right. So remember, we want to cheer, not steer. All right, so if you're in the group training program, that is because your coach is either not assigned to a team yet, or you have people who don't feel comfortable with the stuff, or you have people who are having irregular schedules that want to come to the group training. I'm providing support for them and for you. So here is the schedule for the U8s is Mondays at 5:30. U10s are Mondays at 6:30. Like I talked about the Tuesday and Thursday for the U6. U12s are Tuesday at 6:30, and then U14 above are Thursdays on 6:30. It's run by me with the assistance of the coaches for the first part of practice, and then the coaches run the rest of the practice. But it just provides a more consistent training environment, provides support for our coaches, provides support for our players. So if you see you're assigned on field 10 on one of those days, it's because you're joining the group training session. And coaches, again, can opt into that unless they're new to our program, in which case we automatically assign them to it. Right, here are our core skills. These are things we want to show throughout the season that we are getting better at doing. And you can see that changing direction and controlling the ball is big. The dribbling is big. And then using your body to shield and turn is big. So those are things that are skills that should be practiced with the players during that first part of every practice. Finally, we get lots of people who say we had a disappointing season, so and so wasn't this happened, and we hear about them at the end of the season when we literally can't do anything about it. So if you have some issue that you have with somebody somewhere, contact me. You can contact me through Playmetrics. It's super simple. You can either message me or you can email me, and I will try to address your needs as well as possible. If you have an administrative question, that's going to go to Noreen. You can email her or you can message her through the Playmetrics app. If you have any questions, again, happy to talk to you. Just please give me contact me, and we'll see you on the field.